guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most anticipated horror movies of the year, Evil Dead, directed by Sébastien, Vaniček. This supernatural horror film serves as the latest chapter in the legendary Evil Dead franchise, following the success of Evil Dead and Evil Dead Rise. The film is set to unleash its terror in theaters across the United States on July 10th, courtesy of Warner Bros. Pictures. So does Evil Dead deliver the blood-soaked nightmare fans are hoping for, or does it simply repeat the formula we have seen before? Let's find out as we break down the positives and negatives of the film. Before we get into the movie preview video, here is a quick look at the story. The movie follows a grieving family gathering at a remote house after the tragic death of a young family member. What begins as a period of mourning quickly descends into pure horror when a demonic force starts possessing members of the family, transforming them into terrifying deadites. At the center of the story is Eliza, a woman struggling to cope with the recent loss of her husband. Seeking comfort among her in-laws, she soon finds herself trapped in a nightmare as her loved ones begin turning into monsters one by one. As the evil spreads throughout the house, Eliza must fight for survival while confronting the painful memories of her past. In a chilling twist, the promise she once made to stay with her husband through life and death takes on a horrifying new meaning. Positives of the movie. One of the film's biggest strengths is its emotional foundation. Unlike many horror movies that focus entirely on survival, Evil Dead builds its story around grief, loss and family trauma. The emotional weight behind Eliza's journey makes the horror feel much more personal and impactful. The family setting works exceptionally well. Watching loved ones slowly becomes possessed and transform into deadites creates a disturbing emotional tension that goes beyond simple jump scares. Some of the movie's most unsettling moments come from seeing family members forced to fight against those they care about. Fans of the franchise will be pleased to know that the film fully embraces everything that has made Evil Dead famous. The gore is brutal, the violence is relentless, and the deadite attacks are absolutely savage. The practical effects look fantastic, delivering plenty of gruesome body horror that should satisfy long-time fans. The isolated house also serves as an excellent setting, much like the iconic cabin from the original films or the apartment complex in Evil Dead Rise. The location creates a constant sense of dread and claustrophobia. Every hallway, room and dark corner feels threatening. Eliza is another major highlight. Her transformation from a grieving widow into a determined survivor gives this story a strong emotional core. By the end of the movie, she stands out as one of the franchise's most memorable protagonists. Visually, the film is impressive as well. The cinematography creates an atmosphere of fear and tension throughout, and there is one particularly intense long-take sequence that showcases the director's talent for building suspense. The camera work pulls viewers directly into the chaos and never lets them breathe. Most importantly, Evil Dead never forgets what franchise it is part of. The film delivers shocking moments, disturbing imagery and non-stop tension from beginning to end. It also includes several references and callbacks that long-time fans will appreciate without making newcomers feel lost. Negatives of the movie. The biggest issue is that the overall structure feels very familiar. Once again, we have an isolated location, a supernatural evil force, people becoming possessed and survivors trying to stay alive. While the setting and characters are different, the formula remains largely unchanged. Because of this, the story can feel predictable at times. Horror fans who are familiar with the franchise will likely see many of the major developments coming long before they happen. Another weakness is the supporting cast. While the film introduces several family members, many of them do not receive enough development before becoming victims. As a result, some emotional scenes do not hit as hard as they could have. The film also continues the darker, more serious tone established by the recent entries. While this approach certainly works, some long-time fans may miss the unique blend of horror and dark comedy that helped define the Sam Raimi era. Additionally, the movie relies heavily on extreme violence and shocking imagery. While horror enthusiasts will likely enjoy the relentless gore, casual viewers may find the experience exhausting rather than entertaining. Perhaps the biggest challenge facing Evil Dead is the high stamina standard set by Evil Dead Rise. Although this new installment delivers plenty of terrifying moments, it does not quite capture the same sense of freshness or surprise that made its previous films stand out. Overall, Evil Dead Burn is a brutal, intense and emotionally driven horror film that successfully delivers the blood-soaked chaos fans expect from the franchisee. Its strongest elements are its atmosphere, practical effects, emotional storytelling and powerful central performance from allies. At the same time, the movie rarely breaks free from the franchise's established formula. While it is highly entertaining, it does not always offer enough new ideas to make it truly unforgettable. The supporting cast performs well, but allies Susan and Joseph are easily the standouts, bringing both emotion and intensity to the screen. The cinematography is excellent. The production design creates a genuinely creepy atmosphere, and the direction keeps the tension high throughout the film. In my opinion, Evil Dead Burns looks like a thrilling horror ride for fans of gore, suspense and deadite mayhem. It successfully combines emotional storytelling with the franchise's signature brutality and should satisfy most horror audiences looking for a terrifying theatrical experience. For me, this is a strong addition to the Evil Dead franchise. We are giving Evil Dead Burn 4 out of 5 stars. If you are a fan of supernatural horror, graphic practical effects and relentless tension, this is definitely a movie worth checking out when it arrives in theaters on 10th July. As of now, the film is expected to earn around 138 million during its opening weekend. And that's a wrap on our Evil Dead Burn movie preview video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, share this with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more movie previews and reviews. You can also use the thanks option to support the channel. Your support truly means the world to us. Until next time, take care, stay safe, stay youthful and keep watching our videos. And remember, evil does not knock before entering. It can take over your home one person at a time. Keep your doors locked, stay alert and trust no one. Sometimes it waits quietly inside the people you trust the most. The darkness is coming and it won't warn you before it arrives. Stay awake, survive the night, try not to hear any strange voices coming from the next room and hope the nightmare passes before it consumes everyone. Thank you.